Hi folks, welcome to my humble homestead in the forest. As you know, we're here trying to live a low-key, low-carbon footprint, mostly off-the-grid lifestyle. And today I want to tell you about one of the challenges of doing such a thing, living as we do here. And that is to talk about delivery companies. When you live in the rural, as we do, most delivery companies prefer the lowest hanging fruit. That is to say that they want to fill up their delivery trucks and go to town and deliver, just do one street of the town, like this side of the street, that side of the street in the neighborhood without one truck. They don't often relish the thought of having to come out in the country, rural areas, to deliver maybe a handful of boxes or parcels. So what they do is one of the two things. Either they wait till they have enough to deliver to you, or they just don't deliver it. I've heard of cases where delivery companies people have found their parcels out in the fields. It hasn't happened to us, but what has happened to us, which is almost as bad, is that they give us a delivery date, like a tracking number and delivery date, and then when usually we end up being the last delivery of the day, or maybe not even necessarily, what they end up doing is that when they're in like towns or villages nearby or something, they decide that, oh, this is as close as I'm gonna go to that neighborhood, which is could be 30 kilometers in our case, a Canada post depot, and we'll just drop it off here, and then the people can go and the customer can go and pick it up from there. Well, you see, folks, when you're trying to not do things like that, for instance, if I go to town, I ask my neighbors, some of my neighbors, not all of them, if they need anything, or if I'm in town and if they have a standing order, or if I'm in town, I find a bargain or something that I know my neighbor can use, I call them and say, hey, if such and such is on sale, do you want it? So this is how we work. Nobody wants to make a 30 kilometer, 45 kilometer, an hour and a half drive, which is like 150 kilometers drive, to go to a depot to pick up a parcel. Now, in this case, I will shoot another video what's inside here. It's not a sponsored video. I wish it was. I don't have any sponsors, but I'll tell you about what's inside the box too. In my next video, look for it. And Canada Post themselves, when they do their rounds in our neighborhood, in our rural neighborhood, they also don't deliver it. Well, it's understandable because they didn't get paid for this parcel to deliver. You know what I mean? The delivery company, in this case, Canpar, they got the money, and either they're not sharing it or the money's theirs, or figure, well, we dropped it off. They didn't drop it off at our house. They just dropped it off at some random place that they thought was close enough. So, to make the long story short, if you're planning on moving to a rural or a country neighborhood like ours, and if you're in Canada, I don't know what it's like in the States. And by the way, if you do live somewhere else in Canada or somewhere in the States, this has happened to you, let me know. I like to know, and I like other people to know. Not shaming anyone, just I'm coming to why I'm asking you this. This place, Canpar, Canpar, it should be called Canpar, does not deliver. They don't. I've actually talked to one of the Canada Post staff that told me that they once had a parcel. They have a standing delivery of, I'm not going to say what it was, she told me, and they sent it with Canpar, and Canpar, she couldn't find it, they couldn't bring it, and finally they told her that, no, we rarely go that way, and our trucks aren't full, so you have to come get it from here, kind of thing. I don't mind if places like Canpar and Perlator also doesn't deliver, we found, would, when a vendor, or maybe you're the vendor, you're selling something from your house, go to hire a delivery company, they would say, oh, you know what? Yeah, we don't go as far as there. We don't deliver to rural, we don't deliver to countryside. So yeah, that's not something we do. But they don't. They take your money, and they don't deliver, which is their only job. Their single job to do. They don't do brain surgery on the side. You know what I mean? And it's like a side hustle. As a side hustle, they do package delivery. They don't. And so what it is that I want you to know about this, and I want you to not go with companies like Canpar and not Perlator. There may be good companies in the city. I don't know. I know that they don't deliver to the rural. A company that has consistently delivered to us is UPS, the brown trucks. They deliver. They're always happy and polite. I mean, all delivery people are polite, to be honest. Yeah, that's not, shouldn't have said that. But Canpar does not deliver. So I've told you what you need to know. The rest is up to you. Canpar is not interested in fixing the problem. So the more people ask your vendor, who is delivering to me? If you move here, ask your delivery, ask your whoever you're buying company when you're whoever you're buying a product from. Say, who's your delivery company? And if they say Canpar or Perlator, even FedEx doesn't always deliver. We've only had one occasion that they delivered. So just say, no, I don't want that. Either you have a right to option to go buy it from a different place, or the vendor can say, okay, no, who works for you? I'll send it through them, because how much difference can it be? That way they don't miss the sale either. So don't take it out on the vendor just because Canpar or Perlator doesn't deliver here. Let me know what you think, because I want to know. I want to know that if this is a consistent, this is a some kind of like what's the word I'm looking for? This is a issue that everybody has with them, or just me. Is this systemic or not? Thanks.